Welcome to Backpage Blues. I'm joined by Charlie, the Hurricane Skillen from the Mail Online. And Charlie, so firstly, sorry, thank you. I'm chomping at the bit here because there's something very exciting that we want to talk to you about. You well?
Yeah, I'm well, mate. I'm well. It's a bit like the old days, isn't it? On the sofa rather than in the studio.
We've gone for the informal look.
I know.
Charlie, I hear you have some very big news for us regarding our man Jose Mourinho going to Manchester United.
Yeah, there's lots going on all over the shop, really. But strictly, this doesn't concern Chelsea. But
I think our viewers will disagree with you.
I'm sure everyone at home will be interested. Jose Mourinho is almost certainly going to be Manchester United's manager next season.
Really?
Yeah.
That does not bode well for our league position next season.
No, potentially not. I mean, it's obviously still remains to be seen. There's still a huge amount to happen at Chelsea and at Manchester United. But our kind of big story in today's paper at the Mail was that Mourinho's told his close allies that he's convinced he's got the United job, that he has the United job.
Really?
We've been running stories to that effect over the last couple of weeks, but it really looks set to happen.
I'm so disappointed. I feel that this could be exactly what United need to galvanise them to launch a serious and sustained title bid.
That's obviously why they're doing it. I mean, the other, to be honest, there weren't really many other contenders for the job.
They do have a manager, though. I think it's important to remember that they have a manager.
Yeah, but not a manager that's going to be there next year. I mean, Van Gaal, there's various. You can debate whether Van Gaal's done a good job all day. What is certainly the case is that they don't look to be moving forward today. It's always good result, bad result, and you constantly get, they're doing all right, and then
they drop out of the Champions League.
They drop out of the Champions League squad. It would at this point in the season be a bit of a surprise to see them in the top four. Obviously not out of the question, but they're a couple of points behind those places. The top four looks fairly set in stone. I think you've got this thing as well of Pep Guardiola has obviously gone to Manchester City. I don't think Man United can seem to be staying in the same place. Guardiola is that is going to be the story of next season, really, how Guardiola gets on in English football. Man United can't be seen to be stood still. The other debate is whether they get Ryan Giggs in. That would kind of be the other way they go with it. But at the minute, it looks almost certain that Mourinho will be United's manager.
So it'll be Pep in Manchester, at least. It will be Pep versus Mourinho again.
Well, of course, again.
In fact, Pep had the upper hand in that battle, didn't they? Spain?
He did. He certainly won more trophies, and while Mourinho obviously did win the league over there,
once. So.
Yeah. But. Guardiola probably had the better of the trophies. It was Guardiola also famously, he was kind of the cool head and everything. Famously sort of snapped around the time when I think Real Madrid and Barcelona played each other 10 times in about a week or something. So look, that is clearly going to be the narrative of next season. It is one where sort of everyone at the Mail is very much looking forward to sort of reporting on. What it means for Chelsea, obviously we're going to have to be seeing a manager that Roman Abramovich sacked in December. I mean, if at the start of this season, if someone told you before the season started, next season Mourinho's going to be Man United manager and Chelsea are going to do God knows what, I think you'd have slapped him around the face, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, how does this impact on Chelsea? If Manchester City have taken a huge stride towards dominance, getting hold of Guardiola, Manchester United haven't watched that happen. Yeah. They've reacted and they've got Mourinho, in my opinion, the best manager in the league. What does Chelsea do here? We can't be seen to stand still.
Well, no, of course.
They're going to leave us behind.
And we, Chelsea certainly won't stand still. I mean, whether that's backwards or forwards, I don't know. What we definitely won't do is stand still. Chelsea will obviously have a new manager. Obviously, we'll talk about that in a bit. But, I mean, what it means for Chelsea is that they've got rid of a manager that Manchester United want, which to me sounds absolutely ridiculous. I've made my views on sacking pretty clear.
So we need to get it right now, though.
One thing I wanted to ask you, actually, is what do you think Chelsea fans' reaction to him becoming United boss would be?
Well, I don't think that anybody could bear him any malice. I don't think nobody. I don't like it when players or managers or anyone who I feel an affinity to goes to a rival.
No,
I feel upset and I feel betrayed. Generally speaking, I bandy the word Judas around a lot, and I stand by it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know, I think that certain players really do sell us down the river, and part of the reason that I love players like Damien Duff and Dan Petrescu is because they didn't go to rivals when they had an opportunity to. In this case, I don't think it's the case.
Look, Mourinho is in no position to turn this job down,
And
he's certainly not. You know, he's certainly not going to. In fact, there's a school of thought which thought he sort of wanted the Man United job all along.
Yeah, it's very difficult to. You know, I don't wish him well.
No,
I wish him well as an individual, but I can't wish him well in the club. But no, I don't bear him any ill will.
I mean, does it make you angry that Chelsea obviously dispensed?
I am furious with the club and the board at the moment for a plethora of reasons.
I think that's absolutely right. There's not a lot they've got right.
But let's hope they can get this one right.
Yeah.
Eden Hazard. I've heard there's some news regarding Eden Hazard and his contract, and also involving Griezmann.
Yeah, well, we reported this today on Mail Online. You know, I've been saying for a while that I don't think Hazard will be a Chelsea player next year. There's been some developments. Obviously, he's back. He's playing well. He's still not starting. I'd like to see him start the Newcastle game, but he is ready to stay at Chelsea if, and it's a big if, he doesn't get a Real Madrid move. His ideal situation is to go to Real Madrid this summer. He wants to link up with Zidane. Now the caveat.
I don't like people being at Chelsea when it isn't their dream place to be.
Of course not, but you know
he should be dreaming of playing at Stamford Bridge, not dreaming of playing at the Bernabeu.
Well, maybe he will play at Stamford Bridge if we get them in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Well, not all be in it, but look, Zidane is his big idol.
Yeah, I do understand.
As is well documented.
I do understand.
The other club that's in for him is PSG. Now he's not interested in that move. Is what we're kind of hearing out of his camp.
Okay.
He was obviously. You know, Chelsea obviously bought him from a League One side in Lille. He doesn't feel like that would be a good move for his career. He's ready to stay at Chelsea unless this Real Madrid.
So if we can fend off the advances of Real, Hazard will be a Chelsea player.
That's right.
Over to the board. Come on now, this is up to you.
The other thing is, it's going to take big money to get Hazard out of Chelsea.
Absolutely.
You know, you're looking at upwards of 70 million, 80 million, something like that. Now, talking about players that could come in. I know this is one that people ask about every week, and it's one we covered extensively in the summer. There's been a little bit of good news regarding Griezmann this week. He has indicated to his close circle that he would be open to moving to the Premier League. Now Chelsea have been at the forefront of chasing him. There's been no contact between the two clubs regarding Griezmann, but he's ready to move to the Premier League. He's had another great season at Atletico Madrid. He's going to be one of the stars of the France team as they sort of host the Euros. So he's in line for a Premier League move. Our problem is that Manchester United, Manchester City are both interested in him. At least Manchester City will be a Champions League club. Man United will possibly have Mourinho. I'm not sure, although Chelsea have been the strongest link over the past year or so, I'm not sure that they're going to be favourites. But
there's a glimmer. There's a hope.
There's a decent chance. Obviously, again, as we keep saying, Chelsea and Atletico, there's good relationship. Atletico are actually, very, very interested in getting Diego Costa, as we've said before.
No, hands off.
Yeah, well, look, I'm not so sure that move isn't going to happen. I think Costa's ready for that to happen.
He's playing so well, though. He's playing with so much heart and spirit and fight, perhaps.
He is, and I think that's sort of the player he is.
Isn't the player he was?
Well, yeah, certainly not the first half of this season. Obviously, I don't want to see Diego Costa leave the Premier League, let alone Chelsea. I think he's the only player that can score a goal in the team at the minute, and he's. I thought he was very, very good against Man United.
But if we can keep hold of, bring Griezmann in, keep hold of Costa, keep hold of Hazard, things could be on the up if we get the right manager in.
Just on that, I don't think Griezmann or anyone else will be coming in unless one of those
one
big
in,
players
one out. But it's looking like it's going to be Oscar going out. That's the big money move, isn't it?
But I think there could be another departure as well. Chelsea will definitely have to sell one of their big players this summer, at least one, to get the money required for a whole rebuild, which is certainly what the team
Oscar
wants.
for Griezmann is something that I could countenance.
Yeah, I don't think that's impossible. At the minute, I can't see a way in which Chelsea have Hazard and Griezmann at the club next year.
Okay, I need that to happen. So let's live in a world where that is a possibility, please.
Okay.
We need the right manager. If next season is going to go the way that we hope,
Definitely.
we need to have the right man at the helm. I'm hearing there's some news on Conte.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, this is not a done deal by any means. Conte is the one that we've heard kind of the most about so far. And, you know, there's so many other names in the frame. I mean, when people talk about Chelsea, he's on Chelsea's list. You know, Chelsea have a decent list. You know, they're going to be exploring all options and all possibilities. Now, obviously, Simeone's on that list. Obviously, Guardiola was 100% top of that list. You're looking at people like Allegri, even Pochettino, Mark Hughes. But at the minute, it seems Conte is. I'd be reluctant to say front runner, but it was certainly the one we've heard the most about.
Okay, the reason I'm interested in this one is he has a very good relationship with some very, very good players.
He does. Obviously, you know, former Juventus manager.
A Pokemon sporting.
Oh God, he's got to get rid of that before. If Paul Pogba's going to come to Chelsea, he's got to shave that off.
Agreed.
I want to see a lion or you know, or something. I mean, if Conte, the story we ran today was if Conte is going to come to Chelsea, then Paul Pogba would be absolutely top of his list, and that was obviously in line with long-term club targets.
Okay.
Be great to see. I'd find it hard to see Paul Pogba at a club that isn't in the Champions League.
For 1 year. He's so young.
Yeah. I mean,
do you know what's wonderful about this? I think that you would all agree, if you watch regularly, that the video tone of late has been rather down.
Yeah,
it's been rather sombre. The second you get the hurricane back in, the mood lightens. It's really good news. Thank you so much for coming in, Charlie. That was really exciting. I'm very, very interested to hear what you guys have to say about these points. Let me know. Do you think that Griezmann could come to Chelsea in a team that involves Eden Hazard? Comment below. Go on, you please.